Series presents. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me try this again. We present the master of musical mayhem, the sultan of shred, the true guitar gaming god. Everyone in the crowd, are y'all ready to rock? No. Now that I have your attention, let's hear that intensity in the Twin Cities. Are y'all ready to rock? Everyone, give it up for the Clone Hero Showcase by Frif!
Wow, that was incredibly hype. Thank you so much for having me at GDQ again. I am Frif, formerly known as Frosted GH. I was the person that did this showcase back in 2020, and I'm realizing now that they didn't start, I just kind of went off. As soon as I click restart, we can click go, and then I'll let the commentators say who they are. In 3, 2, 1. All right. So, what's up, commentators? Introduce yourself.
All right, I am guitarheroROXS. As the name suggests, I play Guitar Hero. This is not Guitar Hero, this is a Clone Hero, but I play the game too, but Guitar Hero is my bread and butter. On to the next one.
My name is Acai. I make lots of silly videos about Clone Hero, and I've been playing Guitar Hero for almost 20 years.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the newest one here. I've been playing for a couple years, but I'm also first partner, so hello. I'll try to explain as much as I can.
All right, starting off here, this is incredibly, I wouldn't say simple, because it is a little bit complicated, but it's
relatively
just basic
simple.
Yeah.
Compared to what you're going to be seeing
soon.
This
is just a combination of anchoring, which is holding the lowest note in the sequence, and tapping the higher notes. And these are now triplets, a little bit more complicated. Same thing as trill, just 2 notes instead of 1 that you have to do over the anchor.
Something to bring up immediately is you're going to see 3 different types of notes. These that you're seeing right here are tap notes. That means they don't require you to strum at all, even if you don't have a combo. Hammer-ons, which were in the original GH games, are the same thing, except they require a multiplier to work in the first place. So if you miss during a hammer-on sequence, you need to strum, unlike with tap notes, and strum notes require you to strum the strum bar, obviously.
And also, looking at right now, this pattern that you're looking at is called quad zigzags. And this is going to be something that we refer to a lot when you're seeing so many ridiculous patterns on the screen. Basically, all roads lead back to quad zigging. That's pretty much the best way that I could put it.
And here we go with the first solo of the song. This one is mostly just a technical showcase, bouncing back and forth between complicated patterns.
And those lines that you saw across the screen there, those are open notes. That you hit those by not having any frets held down whatsoever.
And if you're curious about the background, it's because this song is named Synth Battle. So
you get it? They're two synths. They're battling. You can tell by the boxing gloves.
Who's gonna win?
I've got my money on the left one.
Me too.
He's cooler. Got more colors.
Right. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, and so tap notes can really be singular notes, or they can be chords as well.
Woo!
That was beast.
That was nice.
All right.
Nice.
Now let's see if I can do this in the middle of a combo. Clone Hero is brought to you by Petroleum Jelly. There we go.
Yo!
Moved it up.
Yo, let's go.
Expert. Us Guitar Hero players take moisturizing very seriously.
So the thing I did there to hold the combo and not miss despite really not hitting any of the notes properly is a thing we call spamming. This game does not penalize you for pressing the wrong notes. It pretty much just wants you to hit the correct ones, even if you mess up between. So we've made that really overpowered by slide tapping and just running our hands back and forth on the frets to introduce as many inputs to the game as possible, which just kinda can hit any pattern that's a tap note. The exception is usually chords, because you have to space out the inputs between, and there's no control with spamming or slide tapping like that.
A lot of the complex tapping in this game comes down to timing.
Just want to point out the streak real quick. Almost 1,500 notes in a row.
Get the quick six. Those are almost 90 notes per second.
90 notes per second.
Think about that. Can you think about 90 notes in 1 second? Bam, that was a second, just like that. 90 notes.
The great thing about Clone Hero is you don't really have to care too much about all of the individual notes. These patterns form into clusters of motions, which you just figure out over time by figuring out which methods work for which patterns, and the pattern recognition and muscle memory takes over to the point where this sort of thing can't quite be sight read. Like, I definitely would be missing way more notes if I did not know this song. And you're standing there, hold on.
And
Okay,
it's like I was
beautiful.
saying, it's like I was saying earlier, where those patterns and those physical motion come back into the timing aspect of it, because you want to get all those patterns down into your muscle memory so that you can time them properly and hit multiple notes with one motion cleanly.
Yeah, and a huge part of this game is energy management, so you don't overexert yourself, get your fingers tired. And a big part of that is reducing the amount of motion you use to hit a pattern of notes. So with those zigs, you know, there may be 7 notes in a zig, but it's really just one motion. So you're breaking down 7 notes into one.
It's one angled
motion
slap.
extension. Yeah.
You make your fingers kind of like a diagonal motion, and then smack the frets, and it hits 7 notes.
We love Clone Hero.
Best game.
And that is different from Guitar Hero and Rock Band and any of the console games that most people played. This one can process the controller 20 times faster. So while it has a little bit smaller of a hit window, like you have less time to individually hit each note, it also is like 20 times less strict.
More responsive.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're playing the old Guitar Hero games on console, you're at 60 FPS.
Thank y'all.
So essentially you have, you know, 200 milliseconds to hit a note. So you have about 12 frames if you're at 60 FPS. But if you're on this game at 60 FPS, you have about 8 frames. However, we play at like 1,000 generally, over 1,000 frames.
This is like 1,000 FPS.
So you have essentially over 1,000 chances every second to hit a note. So the game ends up being much more responsive than the old games that you're used to.
Another thing to note is that the last song and this song were also made by members of the community specifically for this game. So they were made specifically to be charted. And there are lots of talented composers in the community that can make charts like this that are insanely difficult, but also sound pretty good.
This one's by somebody named Schmutz06.
A legend.
Whose main gimmick
Absolute legend.
is just being in this community forever, like the past 14 years, and making banger after banger.
After banger.
Already talked about doing this.
It's unreal.
Unreal.
Get a load of
And
this
that
guy.
slide tapping right there, those trills are way too fast to alt tap. Like, I'm not fast enough. So by sliding back and forth, it can duplicate the motion so that you don't have to move your arms as fast to hit the quicker oscillations of patterns. And then there's no cheesing this. This is just hard chords.
Pure raw dogging.
With strumming and chord fretting, you have to be a lot more accurate because you have to strum while you're fretting the accurate chord. And if you're hitting any other note other than the ones directly in that chord, you're just going to overstrum and you're going to miss.
It just doesn't work. There's no way around it. You just have to do good.
Quite.
Another method to point out is that when you see those really fast bursts of strums, they're doing something called rake strumming, which is spreading out 2 or more fingers and using the tips of your fingers to hit the strum bar down and up multiple times with one motion. So in the same motion it would take you to do one up and down strum, you're hitting the strum bar twice with your finger and letting it flick off. And with that, you're able to hit much, much faster stuff.
Yeah, most community members rely on rake strumming as a malfunction of the strum switches themselves.
Yeah, it's really a hardware flaw that we've exploited to a ridiculous extent.
Yeah, certain guitars can generate a second or third or even fourth strum with one finger flick, but the guitar that Frif is using right now is an inconsistent 1-1, which means sometimes it will duplicate the input, but it's not super consistent. So the 2-finger raking is the method to get the notes hit consistently.
And this game is very hardware-based. The guitar that Frif is using, it looks like a Wii guitar, but all the internals has just been completely swapped out for different things that allow us to push the game even further.
It's very much unlike speedrunning, where controller modding is looked down upon in a lot of circles. In this community, it was kind of seen as necessary to allow the game to survive, just like how Clone Hero was made.
I was pleased.
Once again.
Oh, nice.
Awesome choke.
Awesome choke.
This section is just rude. It doesn't stop getting faster.
It builds and builds and builds. Another thing to note about this game is while we mentioned there's no strict engine that doesn't allow you to ghost or spam, most players and modern people like to try and play the chart as it was intended and make the visual gameplay look as clean as possible.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that Frif doesn't spam even though he absolutely could. He tries to play as clean as he possibly can. And if you watch the strike line on songs like this, that's really apparent. And every player is a different level of clean.
Yeah, and Frif is one of the cleanest to ever play the game. With the kind of stuff that he can hit and how he plays it so cleanly, it is incredibly impressive.
Extremely technical part.
Yeah, this is all speed strumming and burst strumming. And you have to be careful because those hammer-ons...
Woo! The rig right there,
you can
really
just
well,
hit it
really
like
well
that.
break strum.
Very nice.
That Tony is shocked. Look at
Shocked
him.
indeed.
Disbelief.
That was beautiful.
Everyone, a
Mine's
quick
gonna be
update on
good
Through the
stuff.
Fire and Flames. We're less than $13,000 away from making it happen. Everybody, keep those donations coming in for it. Let's go.
What hype.
I can promise you, you won't want to miss that.
Since I need a second before I overheat myself, ghost inputs is something that we've added to Clone Hero recently that has really revitalized the cleanliness factor that Zach was just talking about. It counts every time you do something that isn't the next note. So 658 times during that run, I did an extra motion, which if I was a robot wouldn't have happened. And the lower this number generally, the better the run.
The cooler you are.
And let me just say, that is a crazy ghost note count for this song.
Yeah, for a song like this,
very
these
few
kind of
people would
patterns,
be able
that
to
is
do that.
low.
Yeah, that is very, very low. Most people would generate like 1,000,
Over 1,000 for
2,000.
sure.
I'd be like the 2,000s, bro. I can't do that.
This next song's intro is probably good donation reading time if you want.
Absolutely. Let's just start out with saying, less than $12,000 to go. Let's
go.
Get 1,000 flames in to the block. Let's go. We got $5 from DiGiorno saying, it is awesome to see Clone Hero back at GDQ. Best of luck to you, Frif. All hail the Purple Squad. What is going on? Thank you for that donation, by the way. $100 from Michi-chan999 saying, so great to see Frif is back for another GDQ, showcasing his mind-blowing skill. What a legend. How y'all feel about that?
This is a great song to point out that a big factor in difficulty in this game you would think would be length, but that's only true to a certain extent because this song is only 2 minutes, and if it was done right now,
It would be the best accomplishment.
It would be close to, if not the best accomplishment. And the current
In
best
CH.
accomplishment in Clone Hero is an 18-minute gauntlet of songs that Frif did while we were living in hotels. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I want to shout out this song. You have to use your thumb for tapping.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
right thumb. Which
Like
is
right
something-
here.
Which is normally just only used for strumming. It is unheard of almost to use your thumb to hit a fret button.
Ooh, I held the combo too.
Oh, nuts.
So we're coming up to the outro of this song.
Big shout out to J-Rapes for all of these backgrounds, by the way. Thanks for doing that last minute.
What is going on?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm in awe.
What a goober.
What is that? What? My brain is too slow to comprehend any of this.
Oh my god.
1 million.
You got it!
Woo!
Yes, 7
He hit
stars.
the H.
Oh my gosh.
H.
And 262.
262.
That is
That's
crazy.
incredibly low.
That is disgusting.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
This is only 30,000 points off of world record score right now. So
Not
that is pretty good. Oh boy.
This next song is Frif's, not this specific
This is my
part,
current grind, yeah.
that they have a -1 on. That means they missed one note after the first solo and then FC'd the rest of it, which is just sad.
This is an abridged version?
Yes,
right?
this is slightly shorter.
Which honestly might make it just a tad bit more draining.
Oh yeah, there's way less break time.
So you're going to see a lot of that alt tapping that we were talking about at the beginning of the showcase in this run, along with a lot of what we call teleporting, which is very quickly going from the strum bar back to the frets, because this song requires a lot of fast transitions between strumming and alt tapping, as well as strumming and sliding.
I'm getting tired just watching them.
These patterns are also a good implication of what we were saying earlier, that you can break down multiple notes into just one motion, because you'll see he's just doing one slide on his right hand and a quint on his left to hit all of those, what we call ladders, with one motion, so that he can do them much, much faster and lead into dozens of them.
Those
Not
like
just that. Oh, sorry. But
oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna say those ascending triplets, like that's just pure speed. You can't really change those.
that, I mean, there is a method you could.
Yeah, I saw you do it, but you're not doing it, obviously.
Right.
A lot of ascending patterns can be split because the whole idea is that you're bringing your hand closer to the top or orange note on the fretboard. So when you're sliding ascendings, it's a lot more forgiving than when you're, say, sliding descending triplets or descending trills.
$11,000 to go!
Let's go!
Come on, Twitch chat! Let's go, Twitch chat!
Here's another good time for donos if you want.
Thank you kindly. Got $25 from Nitro saying, I am so hyped right now. Frif is absolutely goated. I'm so excited to see them absolutely annihilate this showcase. You got this, dog. MC Courage 4K. Thank you so much.
No. That grind.
We also got Kwai Poalo with $13 saying, we only need 1,000 of small donations like mine to reach the incentive, so let's do this. This run is already incredible. We can't miss the song. On this rate, we certainly won't. Everybody keep it going.
Just like this note streak.
That was a note streak. Check this out.
This is what we call scratch tapping, and it is exactly what it sounds like. You just scratch the fretboard.
This is why you use Vaseline, folks.
Whew.
That was nasty.
The reason you use scratch tapping there is because the trills are in sets of 5 and they change every 3 and 2. So doing it clean is just insanely difficult. It requires speed. It requires an insane amount of physical speed or insane levels of rake ability.
And at this point in the song, you're already so tired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice little break.
Yeah. Nice.
We're not even halfway. We're a little bit over halfway through the song, and we're already past 1 million points.
Yeah, I don't think people talk about how well Frif does energy management seriously.
His consistency is unmatched.
Yeah.
All right, can I hit 22 notes per second strums?
Yes.
Sure
Let's
can.
go.
We're less than $10,000 away, everyone.
Holy
Twitch
cow.
chat, keep it going for Frif, for MSF, for Dragon Force. Let's go!
Solo 2 FC. Let's do it.
Don't jinx it now.
The teleports, man.
Oh.
There's nothing you can say about this other than just look at the screen.
In awe.
Jaw's on the floor right now. You can't see it.
I got a mask on. You can't see my jaw on the floor, but it's there.
That teleport was sick.
There's a reason no one else is close to this song.
Yeah. The patterns themselves it's definitely hard, but a huge difficulty factor for this song is the teleporting, the transitions between different patterns into strumming.
And just all the consistency within motions of slide tapping, all of that, it just so calculated. That's
Perfect solo. Let's go.
Oh, I was hoping that would happen.
Goodness, man.
I've practiced this solo 3 times while I've been here at GDQ. Didn't miss it once.
Practice pays
Was
off.
literally the first solo he hit when we got into the practice room.
And this is the outro. More dono time for sure.
All right, we're currently $9,000 remaining to get Fire Flames on to the schedule. We got ourselves KPC 5-1 with a $50 donation saying, stoked to see Clone Hero back in a GDQ. Let's shred this incentive.
Great note streak at the
That
end.
run was insane.
This might be like a minus 20 or something.
2,600 note streak, by the way.
Yeah.
2,683 to be exact.
Minus 32.
Ghost check, ghost check,
Ghosts.
1,000.
That's
Okay.
not bad.
That's not bad.
That's
okay.
not
That's
bad.
lower than
Sliding
anyone
you
else
did.
would get.
Yeah, the amount of sliding in there, nice.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
Oh.
Like,
This song is wretched. It's so hard.
It's a little stinky.
This, the current best short accomplishment in the community is something called H-ell, and in my personal grading system that I've used to try to document how hard stuff is in this game, this is 2 whole grades higher than the best short song accomplishment. So I was a little uncertain as to whether or not I should even include this in the showcase, but I've put a lot of practice in, so hopefully it shows off. My main goal with this showcase has been to try to make myself in 2020 look really bad at this game, and I hope I've done that so far.
You're doing great. Quick 1,000 notes.
Absolutely. This song uses a lot of the slide tapping we were talking about earlier as well. If you watch his hands, you'll notice that he's stretching his fingers up the fretboard to hit the 8.
oh, that was still so
that is
clean.
insane.
was
That is so hard.
clean, man.
I don't know what to do there.
Nobody
Frif
blames it.
doesn't know what to do there. Nobody knows what to do there.
Everybody's just screwed.
Other than maybe Relentless.
There's a lot of talented players in this community,
Yeah.
as well as a lot of talented composers. This was composed by someone named Black Pawn. Shout out to them. They're really cool.
For that pattern there, I had to hit the notes first with my pinky and then angle my hand down so that my ring finger does like a reverse zig to hit the chords. It's
what?
super janky.
You'll also notice that the song has a lot of areas where there's chords that are like green and orange, and there's notes in the middle. So you need to not only anchor the green note, but you also need to anchor orange with your pinky, which is like unheard of in the original games. I don't think that ever happens once in the original set list. So that's a completely new skill set that's been created, which is tapping while also anchoring twice with your left hand.
Yeah, this game has really pushed the technical abilities of players far beyond anything that the original games have done. I mean, there hasn't been a good Guitar Hero game in over a decade. No disrespect to Guitar Hero Live. but the community's really taken this game and turned it into something completely their own.
Yeah, we have tons of tournaments. We have tons of. We'll make community track packs and set lists composed entirely of charts and songs people have made. It's a really nice, neat little place.
Yeah, it's entirely community driven, and it's a great community.
Imagine showing this to someone in 2006.
They would fall over dead. They would fall over dead. Their brain could not comprehend what they're witnessing.
Oh,
That's a perfect example of that tapping I was talking about, and of course they hit it.
holy cow.
This was a good run. I'm pretty surprised.
Is it world record?
Doubt it. I've done so much practice on this. Probably got 1.8.
Even still, 6 stars on this is crazy.
Yeah, and you got 6 stars handily.
The star system in this game is very funny. It calculates based on your average multiplier. So whenever you activate star power, 4 goes to 8. And to get 7 stars, your average multiplier has to be 4.4. So every note has to be under star power effectively in some good way.
$8,000 remaining for Fire and Flames, everybody. Let's carry on.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
carry
Super
on.
low.
Get those
That is-
donations in, everybody.
Again, you're just gonna see ghost note counts that no one else could replicate.
I obsess over like the
Oh,
count.
this is not Origin's Callagain, by the way.
I love Origins Callagain.
Me
Let's
too.
listen to it again.
This is a song called Fallen Symphony by Ludison. I just installed it wrong.
Yeah, it's really easy to mess up the metadata of charts sometimes. So in preparation, they accidentally copied the wrong metadata over. But the song and the chart are all the same. So just think of this as Fallen Symphony.
This is also my least practiced. I literally threw this chart together by mashing up 2 charts of the same song like 2 days before this showcase. So I kind of know what's going on, but if I just draw a blank on a method, I would not be shocked.
This chart also has a lot of what you're going to see, which is called like note inflation, and that's that area in the beginning where there were tap notes immediately after the strum note. All that requires you do is you hit the strum and then hold the anchor for the chord that's after it a little bit longer, so
like
that the
little bit, like
yeah,
basically automatically
like frames longer, so that it automatically hits the chord. It can
things like that too.
Yeah, stuff like this. In some instances, it's inconsequential, but in a song you're going to see later called Expurgation, that actually makes the song definitely a little bit more difficult because it pads out how long you have to press the frets.
Yeah, but generally speaking, this is just to make it look cooler.
Yeah, I ain't complaining.
We like to see the note
It
counter
looks
go
really
up.
cool.
We like to see the note counter go up.
Notes go burr.
This chart also has a lot of that teleporting you were talking about earlier. This is probably a good time for a couple donations if you want to read some out.
Oh, thank you so much. We have so many donations coming
Love
in.
to hear that.
For Clone Era,
Awesome.
Awesome.
Get
Wild.
things
We got an anonymous $50 donation. Says this incredible display needs to be kept off by Through the Fire and Flames. Yes, indeed. Everybody keep on going for it. We also got 760 Creations with $50.
760, baby.
And the homies commentating. Much love.
Shout out to 760. They're a huge guitar modder in the community. Like we said earlier, a lot of this game is making sure your hardware feels nice and works properly. JP has done a lot of work trying to get good guitars to a lot of people.
Yeah, we would not be at the point today, hardware-wise, without JP and all of his efforts.
There are tons of modders we could shout out.
Yeah,
Like Katana Mods, who made me this guitar for this event.
those are my boys.
Big ups to
Straight up.
Katana.
Those are my boys.
You probably have time for a couple more.
Nice little break.
Absolutely. We got Mr. Oreo with the $25 donation. They say, excited to see Clone Hero at GDQ. This gameplay makes my Broken World Tour controller cry out in fear. Thank you so much.
This section has a lot of 4-note chords, which are
These are
just
very
as
tough.
annoying as you think they are.
You only got 4 fingers to work with, so they're all being used up by 1 note.
Oh yeah, this section's insane because all these open notes, you're forced to take your hand off of the controller.
Yeah, the white open notes, you can't be fretting anything at all, so you can't just do these like you would normally, like how you would just roll up. You have to physically take your hand all the way off the controller, which makes it a lot more physically straining.
Yeah, this is an extremely technical chart. Not the most technical one we have tonight either.
And this section has a whole bunch of forced drums. That just means that little zig there normally would be hammer-on, so you don't have to strum every note, but this song makes you strum them all just for a little bit of added difficulty.
Yeah, forcing a note is literally just taking a note that...
$7,000 remain, everyone. Keep that push going strong, y'all.
It's a wild section.
holy
That little
fuck.
diamond is so satisfying.
Yeah.
And basically what you're doing there, you're still anchoring green, and then you're doing a quad zig with the rest of your hand.
And those 5-note chords are as hard as they look as well, because you do have to hit two notes with one finger.
Yeah, again, you got 4 fingers to work with, but you have 5 notes to hit at once.
It's absolutely not possible to switch to your thumb in a section like that. It would take way too long.
Clone Hero is seriously transcended, like, it's not a guitar anymore. It's a stick with buttons.
Yeah.
It's a stick with buttons.
calling
and
it Guitar Hero is kind of a disservice at this point.
Yeah.
This is
And
another
these are-
very technical section, too.
Yeah, these are H chords, which are annoying to hit because you have to let go of the middle note in the pattern instead of just adding another one.
Not something you can cheese.
No, that's a definite skill check.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in this set list you can't cheese. That's Frif's specialty. Insanely technical and consistently based gameplay.
This is a timing nightmare.
Yeah. There's a lot of sections like this where the strums are really close together, so you just have to physically get a feel for how you want to hit them on your guitar, like how you want to do those two strums, if you want to do the normal alt strumming, or if you want to do how he's doing where he's somewhat slapping the strum bar. Just something to keep yourself in time, like we were talking earlier, because timing is a lot more important in this game than it looks.
That's why you'll see me like bopping my head to the music, not just because it sounds good, but so it keeps my body at the right BPM alignment for the song.
And this goes on forever. This is insane.
Yeah, and while there's not as many notes on the screen as you've seen in previous sections, this is still incredibly challenging.
Yeah, along with that section right there, those chords with the hammer-ons in them, those are not note inflation. Those are what we call echo strumming or solo strumming. So you have to strum on the off beat for every beat, which makes it a little harder because you have to fret before you strum so that the hammer-on gets hit first.
Echo strumming is actually harder in Clone Hero than it was.
Yeah.
Back in the game, it was introduced in Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah, it was free in that game.
Yeah.
And it's called solo strumming because that was the series that made it popular. A lot of people will probably recognize that name.
Yeah.
Shout out Acai Lord.
Real.
As another person, we would not be where we are today without.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Huge community member.
He's the person that originally broke the 399 note counter in GH3, so without that, we wouldn't have ever gotten.
Which is so funny to look back that we used to be limited to 4,000 notes. We've seen 4,000 notes in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, exactly.
We had 4,000 notes in an entire song, and now we have songs that have over 100,000 notes.
Yeah.
Yup.
Earlier today in the practice room, Frif was doing a run with a friend of ours that was an hour and a 5-minute long chart of nothing but tapping. That chart has over 100,000 notes in it.
Nah, it's 84,000.
84,000?
Almost, though.
Close.
Very close, yeah.
My lack of knowledge is showing.
Oh, missed right at the end.
What a run, man. Let's go.
6 stars once again.
2 million. Pretty cool. It's funny to think that on the original Guitar Hero games, it wasn't really possible to even get 1 million. And
No, very few songs
sometimes
you
we're
get
getting
1 million points.
This next song is
this
a
song.
chord technicality nightmare.
Oh my God!
No way!
You actually hit that.
I haven't hit that at all in practice. Let's go.
W.
The stage adrenaline.
This song is really funny because I'm the only person who has got 100% FC on it, and I didn't even upload it on its own video because back then I was trying to compete with a cheater. So my strat was to put full song FCs into my montages just without telling anyone, and this was one of those unfortunate songs that, while really difficult, did not get its own video.
It's absolutely crazy, though. It's definitely one of the best accomplishments done right now.
Probably
Because,
my 4th best.
Bruh.
like we said earlier, there's no cheesing these chord strums.
Oh my
you just
God.
have to fret them. And this song was made by Sidney 600, who's another really talented composer in this community. I want to give a shout out to them because they've made a lot of banger songs just like Schmutz and Zeppy.
Facts.
There's a couple of composers that have definitely carried the community.
Sydney's been doing it since
Since
for like
the
a
dawn of
decade,
time.
actually. I was going to say
Decade,
like
for
for a
sure.
decade.
Since the dawn of it.
Yeah. Through the dark ages.
And there are even people like the composing in this game goes as far as to like there are people who have used their customs for this game to get record deals and like sign on to legitimate record labels. So there's like actually a path to success for this game as well.
Shout out Mad Money.
That's insane.
Shout out Matt Money.
Yeah.
Tons of people have picked up this game and turned themselves into real, actual talented musicians too. Will, he's one that
We'll mention Will a little bit later too if the Flames incentive gets met. But yeah, he was a really
he's very
good player.
significant in this community for
Shout out to
for
Will, bro.
for what he's done on
Yeah.
Flames.
Here comes the outro.
No. That was a good run, though.
That intro.
Yeah, very good.
Absolutely.
That intro.
Minus
man.
12.
That's
Minus
really good.
12.
Not bad at all.
That is gross.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
this next song, I'm gonna warn you.
Oh,
It is.
I'm also going to need a second for
It
that.
is
so
a
if you
lot.
want to do
Oh,
donos,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, if you want to read a couple donos
I need
off.
air.
That sounds good.
Everybody in the crowd, please remember to breathe. I'm trying to remember myself. We are less than $6,000 away from getting through the fire and flames into this showcase. I'm excited. Y'all excited?
Yes.
Woo! We got $5 from Luxological saying $5 hype train for Through the Fire and the Flame. Need to see this wildness to the max. This train is going out for the station. Come on, one last push to finish it off. Let's go, Twitch chat. Let's go. Let's go, Twitch chat.
This next one is from this lovely game called Funky Friday. Shout out to the Roblox community.
I love Funky Friday, bro.
On a real note, Friday Night Funkin' song from the Versus Tricky mod that I put onto this game trying to mimic that game's gimmicks. And in that game, on this song, it would try to like put stuff in front of you and block your vision. So to emulate that, I just put hobos everywhere that shouldn't be there to make it harder to read the chords that you're supposed to play.
And something we failed to mention previously too is that hammer-ons in this game can and will eat your strum inputs. So sometimes you will strum and there will be a hammer-on and a strum immediately after it. And if you're strumming the hammer-on, you will not hit the strum note afterwards. So sometimes you'll see him strum a hammer-on, or sometimes you'll see him very, very meticulously make sure that his fret goes through before his strum for specific patterns in this song. And this is the one I was talking about where it looks like it might just be note inflation, but it's definitely not.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's to make you hold the frets down longer so transposing is harder.
Wow, direct to soul,
Nice.
let's see.
Love to see it.
Just everything comes together at once here. The strum technicality of odd set strumming, the chording and having to fret absolutely perfectly because there's no leniency. Having the hammer-ons in between the chords so you have to fret zigs in between them. It just becomes this nightmare chart that's like a gauntlet that's haunted him for years.
It's not an exaggeration to say that if I got this right now, it would be my best accomplishment. And I've been going for it for like 10 months at this point, hovering in a -3 for like 5 months.
I think about -3 on what you're looking at right now.
And
it
all
was
of
a
those
one miss.
-3s are past this point in the song. I've FC'd to this point about 70 times and missed right afterwards. Because this next part, the end solo, so bad. One of the hardest sections that I've had to do in a full grind.
We'll just let it speak for itself.
There's just disgusting movements on your fingers.
Absolute minute.
Holy.
This is a crazy note streak. That is absolutely insane.
Wow, that score! That is ridiculous.
$5,000 left, everybody.
$5,000.
In like late 2018, basically the game became like very hardware centered. And this is the type of thing that I've been waiting to see for years.
Just not
Yeah,
hardware-centered
for
stuff.
sure.
This is it.
This is peak chording gameplay right here.
Me being able to quint is one thing, but also being able to see this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been here.
Unbelievable.
We've all been in the community
58 ghost inputs.
It's like that
that's
with the
super
strums.
low.
Yep.
Very low.
If I may, before we plunge into the next, I got
Yeah, give you a second.
got a $50 donation for Colossus 5 saying, "Forget the cowbells. I got a fever, and the only cure is more fire and flames." Ow! Rapidly approaching, $55,653 out of the $60,000. We're gonna see it, everybody. Keep the push going.
We've got one song left, but it's a pretty long song, so.
It's like an 8-minute one by someone from the community named Tornith, a very cool person. Made this song and pretty much dipped from composing.
This is a good
so good.
example of how actually musically intricate Clone Hero composing can get, because this song sounds beautiful in places, especially if you're listening to headphones.
It was put together in 4 months as the first composition this guy did, and it's crazy good.
And there's a lot of resources for if you want to start composing for this game as well. There's a huge community behind it that would be absolutely ecstatic to help you, because obviously we're going to want more songs to play on the video game.
Absolutely. Every song that we play is made by a community member for the most part. No, entirely. Every single chart that you play that isn't from the official games was made by a person.
Yeah.
Somebody that just likes the game and they wanted to play a certain song in the game.
And we are nowhere without community charters.
100%.
Seriously.
And on the same note, if you guys want to get into this game, or any other game for that matter, of the same genre, there's a couple of other games out there, like Yarg. That's a big one right now.
Shout out to Yarg, man.
Shout out to Yarg.
There are a few other games you can play that are similar to this. You don't have to play songs that are this crazy and intricate. There's plenty of much more easier songs. I certainly can't play songs like this, so I stay far away from this.
There's a lot of set lists that are catered to the lower difficulty players, and there's a lot of tutorials to make sure it's easy for you to pick up the game and play whatever skill set you want to play, because you don't have to play diverse. You can pick one skill set and stick with it and see how far you can push it as well.
Yeah, like literally this is the highest the difficulty gets. What you've been seeing this whole showcase.
This is as well-rounded as a player can really be.
Exactly.
Pretty much. This is peak.
Yeah, as the kids say.
Now might be another good chance for a couple donations.
Absolutely. We got $5 from Master Motorscene, $5 for TTFAF. Let's go. Got $5 from everything. Flame Stream. Hope. And we have $500 from Kenners. Staying behind on donations this marathon. It is time to rock. Indeed it is. Less than 3,000 left. Less than 3,000 left. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
There's less left, and there are notes and Through the Fire and Flames. We can do it. We
Less
can
than
do it.
3722. Oh yeah, you're right.
$5 from CC saying Through the Fibers and Frames. That donation train is going through. Commander Nuffin with $55 says 2 tickets for the $5 donation train or something. I don't know. I don't do math. 5. Entirely fine. We love it. We take those. Got $25 from Guitar Dumbfounded saying my wrist hurts just looking at this run. Simply amazing. Brava. Also, please remind chat that they can subscribe with Amazon Prime for free. Did someone say Prime Gaming?
Any primers?
Interesting.
Any primers?
And this next section you're going to see is as brutal as it looks. It's a strumming section.
Oh my god.
There's no cheesing that.
That's a section right there. If it was Hopos, you might even want to tap that.
Oh, yes.
That's
Yeah,
not an option because you have to
100%.
strum it. Your other hand is used up by the strum bar.
Almost $2,000 away.
This song is beautiful, man. Oh my god.
Yeah. A lot of the songs in this community sound amazing. It's a joke in the community that if a song is good enough to get in like your Spotify playlist, that's how you know you've achieved.
Absolutely. There's a couple of them in mine.
Is this on streaming? I don't know if this is on streaming.
I don't know if
clue.
this is. I know a couple songs are.
Yeah. There's actually a lot that's on streaming, but yeah.
This breakup here is a slow part, but if donations could be refrained, I'd like a bit of silence because this build-up is just magical. Shout out to Randy Ladyman, whose community has made this song a staple of this game pretty much. There we go.
Gorgeous.
Challenge
Yo.
complete!
Let's get it!
We have one
Y'all are gonna make me
last
play
song
Define
left on
Flames.
this set list.
You guys are great.
You're not going to regret that, I promise.
Seriously.
You're in for a treat.
And before you start it, I'd like to explain some stuff here because we have some, we're going to be carrying on and cranking this to 11. So, thank you so much, everyone, getting that incentive in for Doctors Without Borders. Y'all are amazing.
And this section right here is another perfect example of playing clean even when you don't have to. Because if you look, he's not going to spam pretty much at all. And he's going to hit all of it clean as a whistle.
Which gains you major respect amongst our community.
Yeah, a lot of respect is given based on how clean the FG looks visually and how fun it is to watch.
Not only is the player satisfied, but the audience is also satisfied.
Absolutely.
At the end of the
Let's
day,
hear
that's
it.
what matters.
Let's hear it. Let's get it. It's easy.
One-handing for the activation, of course.
Still on the no streak.
Something that's kind of funny. I'm not doing it on this computer because I don't want to have my like foot germs on the keyboard. I've made a standard in this community where like normally we get like foot pedals, but I haven't had one for a while. So I have just got used to raising my leg up and using like my pinky toe to press the space bar to activate
It's actually
Star
great.
Power.
It's funny to watch.
And it's not illegal.
Nope.
Guitar Hero guitars have an RJ11 jack inside of all of them. So if you ever had a Guitar Hero controller that had a weird quote-unquote Ethernet port, that's what it was used for.
Originally,
Foot pedal.
it never came to fruition.
It never came to
made
fruition.
one, but it was a plan.
Yeah, it's in like every Guitar Hero guitar almost.
That's another thing we as a community decided, like, it was gonna be implemented. Let's implement it ourselves.
And we're very open to hardware mods, hardware changes. It's because it really pushes the game forward.
Yeah,
So long as it makes it a consistent and fair playing field for everybody.
Yeah.
absolutely. Shout out to Q Input.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna be a big
Arduinos have changed this game for the better for sure,
Yes.
because now we can shell the older guitars and we can build new guitars completely around them, so the hardware itself isn't the factor anymore. It's the bodies of the plastic.
Exactly. We don't have to really do any adapters anymore. You got a guitar sitting in your closet, get a Pi Pico, $20. That's
And you
it.
can turn it
Fire
into a
up.
great Clone Hero controller.
Yeah.
It's not like it seems entry level, but it's really all you need.
Top of the line. Absolutely.
Awesome show.
Awesome show. Story of my life there.
2.4K or million?
Looks like it.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice 7-star to end off my main segment.
Now it's time for Through the Fire and the Flames.
Oh,
So-
boy.
let's
So
go.
excited.
The Flames, boy.
Yeah, through the fire.
At 100%, we have some things to talk about before you kick off Fire and Flames, though.
Sure,
That's
sure.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
Mega Ping
Thank you so
activation.
much.
Shout out to Mega Ping.
Shout out to Megan Ping. I was beast, by the way.
How many
Mine's
ghosts?
47. FC Pike 47. Roller
many
coaster
ghosts?
track repair.
866.
866.
God,
For a song that long, incredible.
Very nice.
All right.
All right,
well,
so the astute among you out there who are donating, notice that the Clone Hero incentive is still open to put donations towards. So with the $60,000 raised, Frif is going to play Through the Fire and Flames at 100%. If in that time that Clone Hero incentive reaches and exceeds $10,000, he's going to play Through the Fire and Flames again at 150%. And if $15,000 is raised by the end of that, Frif's going to take a final stab at Through the Fire and Flames at 200% speed.
And that one won't be pretty.
No, not
We're
even a little
currently
bit.
you say that, but I
$90 out
watched
of
you
the
run in the
10,000.
practice room, and that was disgusting.
All right. Well, Through the Fire and Flames, let's go.
The one you all know. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Everyone in this streamer, we're here together. Stand up and sing along. Let's go. Come on.
Unlike the first showcase I did this, I'm going to just try not to miss. No one-hand shenanigans.
And for reference, the fastest this song has been done is at 165% speed by the guy we mentioned earlier, Will. who is now in a band called Thousand Thoughts, which is a really good band, and he's been successful with that ever since moving on from Clonio. So shout out to him.
Shout out, Will.
Absolute homie.
Absolute monster. That's my boy.
FC Pandora's Box. I love hearing it.
You guys sound beautiful.
It brings us all together.
Nailing it. I love how this is like the OG hardest song ever, but it's like a walk in the park now compared to what you were looking at before. There's like only 5 notes on the screen at one time. What happened?
Where'd all the tapping go?
I want to slide.
Why are you playing so slow?
I'm like weirdly emotional. This
is like a dream come true.
It's a great moment for us as a community.
Yeah.
We've all heard this song hundreds of times, thousands of times.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it being sung by hundreds of people behind me.
Y'all have been an awesome crowd. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you've been great.
Remember, y'all, Frif can do this faster. Keep getting those donations.
Nice.
And
That's probably the hardest individual section in this song.
Bridge
Citation
1
needed.
FC.
I'm just kidding.
Debatable.
The citation is solo fill too.
Snake.
Source, I made it up.
I gotta pop an ear out of this thing so I can hear you guys even better.
For real.
I feel like I'm at an orchestra hall. The sound reverb in here is great.
You hear this in Guitar Hero heaven.
This is what they play at the pearly gates.
Very nice.
Whoa.
To the halfway point.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it, bro. I had to do it.
One-handed.
This sounds insane.
This is excellent.
It's like ethereal.
I wish there was more singing in this song sooner.
We're coming up to the solo that everyone dreads.
Not Frif.
Cool as a cucumber.
25% of the way there to play this faster. Everybody keep those donations coming in.
Just imagine this at either 150 or 200.
Y'all have to sing it that fast too.
Yes, do it just to make the crowd sing.
Crowd, y'all down? Yeah.
There's a little choke point, honestly.
Not for Frif.
Not for Frif.
The consistency king.
Solo time. Shout out Dragon Force, by the way. They've been incredibly supportive of this community as well.
Oh no.
It wasn't meant to be. Maybe 150.
Heartbreaking. Yeah, maybe.
That would be the most Frif thing ever, to miss on normal speed and then FC 150.
I can see it. It's much like going down from expert down to like easier medium. It's like it's strangely more difficult.
Yeah.
It's like this is so slow.
Reminds me of a couple weeks ago when he got a -1 on Origins and then immediately first run after that FC'd a 10-year unFC'd song. First try, out of nowhere.
This is what happens when you're too good at the game.
One-handed?
Was that with the first 3 fingers?
Mm-hmm.
What a flex.
Beast. Oh, it's so good.
And a one-handed so
Let's
far
go.
away 3FC.
Nice.
The other arguable hard part.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice flex, bro.
Had to do it.
Beautiful.
NFC.
Had to do it to him.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Frif.
Man, thank y'all so much for having me. This has been an incredible experience, and I hope that I was able to prove that 2020 me was just bad at this video game, you know?
And he was great back then.
He was still one of the best. So
Homie
All
FC's
right.
Machinations A.
Can you imagine the nerve?
Yeah, imagine the nerve.
If
man.
you
Who
are
said
at
that?
all interested in getting into this game, it's pretty nice and easy nowadays. You can join either the Plastic Instrument Central Discord, which I have linked on my Twitter and YouTube and that sort of thing, or just join the main Clone Hero one and make your way throughout the set list and practice on your own. Guitar modders can provide you with the guitars if you can't find them at Goodwill, and this game is just a ton of fun. So,
also, if you need even more help, you can join his personal server, because we're always there to help you, and we're always happy to help people get set up with this game, because really we just want to grow this community as big as it can be, because I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't even know this was a thing, and now you're sitting here in awe like, how do I do that?
Well, I think that about wraps it up for my bit, so thank y'all for having me. Thanks for being a great crowd. Huge shout out to A Wise Moose, Acai, and Zach. Best boyfriend I could ask for. Drove me here 16 hours straight. What a god. Hope y'all have a great rest of your GDQ.
Oh, thank you, Frif, for showing that excellent skill, nonstop display of rhythm gaming intensity. We have ourselves during that showcase, we received a $1,000 donation from Ms. Mo saying thank you, Frif, donating because no one should have borders, be they doctors or incredible gamers. Get it done, SGDQ. And again, thank you everybody for raising $60,000 for Fire and Flames. But we got some task action coming up. We were setting up for that. But yeah, let's get some messages in. Do not touch that browser tab. Summer Games Done Quick 2023 will be right back.